Did Chrisley really know best? Now that Julie Chrisley's serving time, we've got a front row seat for her glittering fall from grace and how she's surviving that prison life. Longtime fans of Chrisley Knows Best are well aware that Julie Chrisley has always been a person of faith, so it's no surprise that she leaned heavily on her religion to help ease her anxieties after sentencing. She once said on the Chrisley Confessions podcast, "Worry is not from God, but it's something that I do all the time."
Well, I'm telling you right now, the rules are changing today.
But she also admitted that she was working with prayer partners to find ways to get through a dark situation by trusting God. When Julie first checked into the Federal Medical Center, she seemed to have tried to make the best of it. On the podcast Unlocked in January 2023, daughter Savannah Chrisley said,
"My mom, she's honestly, she's doing really well."
Explaining that her mom was attending church services, reporting for her work duties, and even playing cards, Savannah added,
"When I tell you, she is running a dog on everyone."
On top of that, Savannah confirmed that both of her parents were still receiving a lot of fan mail. Julie is clearly used to a life of luxury. While the South Carolina native probably had housekeepers tidying up on the daily, she's now in charge of keeping her prison cell clean on her own. According to the prison's handbook, inmates must sweep and mop their floors, take out their trash, and make their own bed. Julie does that at 6 a.m. before she puts on her khaki uniform. As Us Weekly reported, she then likely works at some kind of job in food services or the maintenance shop.
It's going to take some getting used to because there's no storage whatsoever.
Julie is allowed to spend as much as $360 every month in commissary on entertainment or personal products. And Yahoo noted that she's also allowed educational activities like arts and crafts. While she is allowed to call her family, stepdaughter Lindsay Chrisley revealed on her podcast, The Southern Tea, that Julie's emails are extremely delayed and that getting on the visitor list is a very slow process. The prison environment sure doesn't have all the bells and whistles of this reality star's former life, but Julie's particular location seems to be a little behind the times regarding modern amenities. Savannah said on Unlocked in February 2023, "My mom's in a facility that has no air, but yet there are service dogs for the prison that are in a heated and cooled building because it's inhumane for them not to have air." Savannah also claimed that both her parents' cells contained black mold, asbestos, and lead paint. They both have no air conditioning, which she said made the over 100-degree temperatures very uncomfortable. Son Chase Chrisley debunked rumors that the siblings were exaggerating, telling Extra,
"Everybody has this perception that my parents are in this country club prison, and that's just not the case at all."
Apparently, 2 poisonous snakes got into Julie's cell. Her lawyer echoed Chase and Savannah's claims about the living conditions and confirmed to Fox News that the snakes had to be removed. Considering the less than luxurious conditions, it makes sense that Todd and Julie would both be struggling to acclimate to a new normal, but Savannah revealed on Unlocked in May 2023 that her mother appeared to be having a harder time coping compared to Todd. While Savannah noted that Julie was trying to stay busy, she also admitted it was hard to read her mom's letters.
Things that she's scared of or nervous about, or just all the thoughts that go through her mind.
Julie had also spoken about living in fear on Chrisley Confessions before she reported to prison. She's presumably also concerned about Todd. An insider told OK that Todd has even been targeted by other inmates because of his constant complaints about the conditions. As Savannah explained to E,
"Mentally, it's a hard place to be at. You do the same things over and over and over again every single day."
it appears that the holidays are extra difficult for Julie now that she's spending them behind bars instead of at home. Savannah spoke about Easter being particularly hard for them in 2023 on Unlocked, since it was their first holiday apart. But what might have been more upsetting for Julie was Mother's Day. Savannah implied that they spent it apart, according to her Instagram. She also shared a text from her younger sister Chloe that read, "I'm sad Mom will not be here for Mother's Day." Savannah gained custody of Chloe, as well as her brother Grayson, when their parents were sent to prison. And she's been very vocal about the challenges in celebrating holidays without her mother around. In one post, she wrote, "Mother's Day. This one hit hard. I've been dreading the holidays. First, it was Easter, then Dad's birthday, now Mother's Day. A lot of firsts happening, and frankly, I hate it." Julie and Todd's lawyer also confirmed with TMZ how disheartening the holidays are for the Chrisleys in November 2023. You could say that one of the toughest parts about Julie's new life in prison is being away from her husband. Having been married for almost 30 years, Todd and Julie were placed in 2 separate federal prisons, several states away. For her part, Julie tried to find comfort in knowing that they'll be reunited one day.
I don't think there's a single letter that goes by that she does not say how much she misses my dad.
What probably added salt to the wound for Julie, though, is that she had to go months without any contact with Todd at all. Both Savannah and Chase Chrisley counted the days for fans, with Chase later telling Extra,
It's over 200 now, yeah, which is really tough for them because my mom and dad are obsessed with each other.
things weren't much better by that September. While there were reports that her parents were able to email each other a bit, Savannah shared with People, "I just sat with my mother at visitation this weekend, and she cried about how much she missed my father." Surprisingly, it hasn't been all doom and gloom for Julie in prison, and she even got some good news while behind bars. In September, both Julie and Todd's prison sentences were reduced. Julie's sentence was shortened by 14 months, bumping her estimated release date to October 28, 2028. According to the lawyer for the Chrisleys, Jay Sargent, both of their sentences were reduced because they've been model prisoners who have followed the rules. He also told People that he was going to ask for even less time served for their nonviolent offenses. Sargent is also still working to appeal their case, telling the outlet, "We argued very vigorously that their constitutional rights have been violated and that they basically were not given a fair hearing." In November 2023, Savannah shared on Instagram that some headway had been made after the appellate court granted oral arguments in her parents' case. She explained,
We get to go and argue why mom and dad should be home, so God is good. Thanksgiving win.
Chase and Savannah Chrisley have been speaking out against the poor conditions that their parents have allegedly been subjected to, but it appears they hope to make positive changes for all inmates. Savannah alleges that prison officials do things to purposely cause pain. In September 2023, she told the Daily Mail that the prison padlocked the ice machines during 100-degree heat as a way to retaliate against prisoners. Savannah also feels that prison officials have specifically retaliated against her parents because they spoke out about the bad treatment. She claimed that staff was withholding and tampering with her parents' mail. Savannah also believes that Julie has had to deal with verbal abuse, telling ET, "Some of the male guards, they definitely speak down on the women. They make them feel like garbage." The family's lawyer, Jay Sargent, asserted that both Julie and Todd have been targeted because of their fame. He told ET, "I don't want to absolutely say that they've been discriminated against as a result of their celebrity status, but there are certain things that they've had to endure that need to be corrected." Julie is apparently still dealing with some of the downsides of fame in jail. There have been continued rumors of a rocky marriage, with speculation that she will ultimately divorce Todd, now that they're being forced to spend years apart. Savannah first shut down those rumors on Instagram back in May, writing in a post, "My parents are madly in love with each other, and will come out of this trial even stronger and more in love than before."
Julie Chrisley hiring counsel to file for divorce. That is a lie.
But that wasn't enough for some people, and even more rumors surfaced in September about Julie seeking counsel so she could officially file for divorce. Savannah once again spoke out, saying that she would have known first if that was really the case. A month later, lawyer Jay Sargent told Radar, "I can confirm that Julie is more in love with Todd today than ever." But even so, the Daily Mail still reported in November that Julie could leave Todd soon, alleging that she blames him for persuading her to go along with the illegal scheme that landed her behind bars. Regardless of who really is to blame, the fact is that Julie got convicted of a crime, so she now must do the time. And while her life in prison has been very different from her former lifestyle in Tennessee, she appears to have family, friends, and fans rooting for her on the outside.